Oh, just in an absolute world of my own, as always. Good morning, everyone. Morning TikTok, morning Facebook, morning YouTube. We all good? What's going on? Thursday, the 18th of December. 1 week today. 1 week today. It's Christmas Day. Yes. Unbelievable. Time's just disappearing. It really, really is. But I'm ready. I'm so ready for a break. I'm signing off work tomorrow. So we'll be alive in the morning. Lots of check-ins to get through. Busy day. Busy bee for me today, tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah. From tomorrow, I'm kind of signing off. I will be doing little bits and pieces next week, but no check-ins for 2 weeks. And I love doing my check-ins. I love seeing my clients progress. Absolutely, absolutely love it. I love doing my check-ins. Love seeing my clients progress, but doesn't matter. Too much of a good thing can become a bad thing. And Christmas, New Year is the only 2 weeks of the year I have from not doing check-in. So it's just nice not to have that, like, being tied in, if that makes sense. It's just nice having a bit of freedom. And next week, anyway, is Boxing Day. So I'd always have that day off. I was tempted. I didn't know when to start doing. I wasn't going to do check-ins on the 2nd of January. That was never going to happen. But I was tempted to have a third week and not do check-ins on the 9th, because I think most people are going to start back on the 5th of Jan. So first check-in back for half of my clients, or roughly half of my clients, it's going to be the 9th of January, which if you do start back on the 5th, it's only going to be a few days after getting back to it. But if I started back on the 16th, that would mean that the second half of my clients wouldn't do their first check-in until the 23rd, which is just a little bit, not too long, but it is a little bit too long. It's probably a little bit too, especially if some of those clients decide to start back on like the 2nd of Jan, straight after New Year, to wait 3 weeks before they get to log anything in with me and get feedback and stuff. I just thought it was a bit too long. So it's just a bit weird the way it's fallen this year. But it's all good. Next year will be Boxing Day will be a Saturday. Christmas Day will be a Friday. Which is actually, it's my favourite for starting next year, because New Year's Day will be a Friday. Then you just got Saturday, Sunday, bang, then Monday. So yeah, it's probably my favourite for. It's actually probably my favourite next year for Christmas in a way, because I'll still finish on the 19th, and I'll get like 4, 5, 6 days really before the Christmas to have a bit of a chill and a relax, if that makes sense. It's not a million miles off this morning, isn't it? Anyway. I'm just waffling on. Garbage. Nonsense. Let's do top 5 this morning. Lou's in at number 1. Callum's in at number 2. Jane's in at number 3. Kelly's in at number 4. And Maureen is in at number 5. Good morning, guys. Thank you very much for joining me straight live. Coming and saying hello. Lynn's in. Hi, Neil. Thank you, Lynn. Not a problem at all. Lynn has done her final check-in. If anyone's weighed this morning and that is your final check-in and you were just hanging on to send it till tomorrow, send it now. Send it over. If you want to send it over, I've got a bit of spare time this afternoon, so I'll crack into a few check-ins. Like I say, I'm not doing loads at the moment. Anyway, I've done 4 check-ins this morning. I've finalised everyone that's starting on Monday's plans. I'll be pinging them out shortly. I've been creating a spin class, Christmas spin for Saturday and Tuesday, so some Christmas tunes to spin to. And that's about me really today, and then ready for the manic check-in day tomorrow. So like I say, if any of you want to send a check-in over today, if you've weighed this morning, get it over, send it over, and I'll do it probably this afternoon. Sheila, good morning. Peter P, good morning, mate. Faisy, good morning. Enjoyed the quiz last night. It was a good one. It was a good one. I enjoyed that quick fire round. I bought the quick fire round at the end. That definitely needs to be a permanent addition to the quiz. But I might do 10 questions next year on the old quick fire bonus round. But yeah, it was good. It was a good quiz last night. Really, really good. I enjoyed that very much. Morning, Paula. Morning, Jackie. So proud of Liam joining us in the quiz. Yeah, absolutely. He's gone leaps and bounds this year. I know I don't deal with Liam like one-to-one or anything like that, but obviously he gets involved and you talk about him quite a lot. And yeah, I'm sure you've noticed it way more than we have, but I feel like he's really come on leaps and bounds this year. Emma 21, good morning. Michelle, good morning from Prague. Oh, I enjoy Prague. I went to Prague in 2023, I think it was. Great little city, really good little city. It is quite small. You can do it all in a couple of days. I bet it's ace this time of year. Do they have a market? I assume they've got a Christmas market around the town square. It's a stunning place. Yeah, really good. So anyway, Michelle, I hope you are enjoying it. Mel, good morning. Wait, this morning, do we just send wait or a proper check-in? No, proper check-in. If it's your check-in this week, yeah, send a proper check-in, weight, measurements, steps, anything you want to send over. If it was your proper check-in last week and you're signing off tomorrow for Christmas, you just send your weight over. So it all depends on when you. So anyone that checked in last week, like that was your last official check-in. Let me have a look, Paul. No, so it's your official check-in this week. So yeah, send it all over. So if you weighed in last Friday, that was your last official check-in. If you're not tracking after tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday, you jump on the scales and you want to log a pre-Christmas weight, ping it over. It's not a check-in, all right? You won't get any feedback from me. I will just log it on your progress sheet, just for data, basically. Morning, not sure what happened with the quiz. I never got added. I added everyone that said it. Charlotte, you should have just messaged me. I did message about 3 times yesterday saying if you've not dingy, just message me. And you didn't. And everyone that messaged me. So I'm sorry. And you should have just messaged me last night saying I wanted to do the quiz. Why have I not in the quiz? You should have messaged me. I don't know. There were a couple of people that said they were coming in last night and never turned up. So I didn't know. I was panicking. I've not added him, but you should just message me. You got my WhatsApp, haven't you? Just message me. He's part of the RB family now. It's lovely that he gets to feel included. Brilliant, Paula. Yeah, lots of different markets, but Manic flying home today. It's gone very expensive. Yeah, I found. Well, when we went, everyone was like, "It's really cheap." Is Prague. When we went, like the square was expensive. The tourist traps were expensive, but that's everywhere, isn't it? But yeah, when we went off down like little side streets and stuff, it was actually really cheap, especially for a beer and stuff and drinks. Like we stayed probably about a 10-15 minute walk away from the main square, and there was a little bar next to our hotel, and it was class. And every cocktail was like worked out like $4.50. The food in there was like £3 for a burger and chips. A beer was £1, maybe $1.50, something like that. But the main square bit was like a lot of like a good few areas were like, oh, yeah, this is like Manchester sort of money, if that makes sense. Yeah, sorry if anyone did miss the quiz last night. They wanted to go in, but yeah, honestly, just message me. Double that amount now. It's not gone euro though, has it? Is it still? Is it krona or something? I can't remember what the proud money is. I walked 25,000 steps yesterday. Ouch! Big ouch. I'm going to send my weight over in the morning. We'll do the same next Friday, if okay. Just helps me. Yeah, like I say, guys, I don't do any check. Like, it's my 2 weeks off from check-ins. I mean, I would appreciate my WhatsApp not getting bombarded on Boxing Day, if that's all right. So if you send it on Saturday, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, I know people like accountability and like to get on the scales. To be fair, I turn my notifications off on my WhatsApp anyway when over Christmas, so it's fine. You can ping it whenever you want to. I mean, I really don't recommend going anywhere near a set of scales in between Christmas and New Year. We need to understand that we can step away. If you can't step away from the scales for a week or two, you've got an obsession with them. And don't get me wrong. Some people like to weigh every day and see the numbers. That's fine. Right, I could eat chocolate every day, right? But I could leave it alone for 2 weeks at the same time. Yeah, do you see what I mean? So you can do things on a regular basis, but we should be able to work on that mindset where, I've had quite a few clients this year, and it happens every year where, Like, I don't know if I can not track for a week. I'm like, if you feel like you can't track calories for a week, you're obsessed with calories. And yes, we need to be consistent. We need to be on it. We need to be but we also need to be able to step away, right? We need to be able to go, do you know what? No, just like, it's, if you go on holiday for a week and you're just constantly thinking about work 24/7, right? Again, it's not healthy. You've got to be able to step away from things. So I would recommend it. I would recommend, this is my recommendation. If you are someone that weighs weekly, even though my check-ins are fortnightly, if you're someone that weighs daily, even though check-ins are fortnightly, holidays, if you went on holiday, I'll ask you this: if you're in Tenerife for a week and there isn't a set of scales, you can't weigh, can you? So if you go to Tenerife for a week and you weigh every Friday, but you go Tenerife Wednesday to Wednesday, right? You're not going to weigh on the Friday. So, and just because you're at home doesn't mean we should necessarily be jumping on the scales. I used to spiral over Christmas and put on half a stone or more. Had a huge problem with overeating. But again, Cheryl, you need to watch my latest podcast or watch the thing. You've got to understand the difference between weight gain and fat gain. I gained 12 pounds last year. I gained nearly a stone over Christmas. 12 pounds in weight. You won't gain half a stone in fat, right? I guarantee that. Like, I'm not saying not everyone won't, but like, I know what my clients' current weights are. I know what their eating habits are. Cheryl's one of my clients, right? And I just know that, to gain a pound of body fat, you have to eat 3,500 calories above your maintenance, not above the calories I set you. You'd have to eat 7,000 above that, in a week. All right. So I say it'll put you in the 3,500 calorie deficit a week, right? But let's say I set you 2,000 calories a day and your calories are 3,000 calories a day, right? Let's say I set you 2,000 calories a day, sorry, and your maintenance is 2,500. You have to eat 6,000 calories to gain 1 pound of body fat, right? Now, some of you guys, right, that's dead easy. It isn't. I'm telling you now, it isn't, right? A lot of people don't track when they're having. I do. I track when I'm having like big hangover days or big eating days. It's very rare I get to 6,000 calories and I'm troughing. I am troughing. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, right? You might get somewhere around there, right? You might do. Yeah, but not every day, not for 7 days. And that, to gain 7 pounds, you have to eat 3,500 calories above maintenance on average for 7 days in a row. And again, some people will be sat, because we have such an unhealthy relationship with our eating and understanding, you'll be sat there going, easy, Neil, easy. It's not. I'm telling you now, it's not. Right? I've done this for too long to not win this argument, because I get clients. And this is the beauty of like my clients that have been with me for over a year. I've got all the data. I've got it all sat there. Clients that come back in January, gained 11 pounds. 10 days later, they've lost it all. There you go. You've gained 11 pounds in weight, not in fat, right? So it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard to change mindset. I understand that. But this is the thing, a lot of people, like Cheryl just said there, I gained 7 pounds, great. From my experience, 7 pounds is nothing. And I'll tell you why. Because from my experience of doing this for years and years and years, my experience of working with clients for years and years and years, any weight gain from a period of overindulgence, around 70% is excess food weight, water retention, right? 30% is body fat. Don't be ashamed of gaining body fat. It's part of the journey, yeah? So let's say you gain 10 pounds. You're 10 pounds heavier on the 2nd of January. 7 pounds excess food weight, water retention. Gone in a couple of days, as long as you get back to your journey. 3 pounds might be excess body fat. Get back to your journey. That's gone in 2 weeks. That's it. All right. So Cheryl's gained, I used to go crazy over Christmas and gain 7 pounds of weight. Cheryl, that literally means you've gained 4 to 5 pounds of excess food weight, water weight, which we've got in a couple of days, and a couple of pounds of body fat. So you've eaten 7,000 calories more than your maintenance over a period of time. It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. But a lot of people see weight gain as fat gain. You get on the scales and go, I'm 7 pounds fatter. No, you're not. Nowhere near it. Yeah. So it's just something we really need to work on. I could easily do that in beer. I mean, again, we think that. We do. I used to think that all the time. So, I know how many calories Pete burns, right? And for Pete to do 6,000 calories, for Pete to gain a pound of body fat in pints in one day, right? I'll tell you now where you'd be at. And this is a premium lager, right? If you're having like a Cruz Campo or a Moretti, I'm not talking an Amstel that's 170 calories, right? Let's see where Pete would be at. Pete would be at, and he's like, I'll take that challenge, Neil. Pete would be at about 34 pints if he didn't eat anything. He'd need 34 pints of alcohol, right? And that doesn't take into account the thermic effect. All right. So, Bailey's is a different matter. Definitely could do it in Bailey's. But yeah, honestly, my mission at the moment and my mission in the new year is just to stop people this panicking about, oh my God, I've done it. I've been there. It just ruins Christmas. It ruins the guilt of eating, ruins loads of things when really it should just be down to it should just be down to enjoyment. It should just be down to enjoyment. That's what Christmas is all about. It's about enjoying ourselves. Sorry, I'm just having I'm like having a Christmas spring clean, as it were. I've just got loads of old Post-it notes knocking around. I'm just piling them all up so I can take them in the house and bin them when I go in for my breakfast. Not going to track and eat what I want, but without binging, it's a new approach to that mindset. Yeah, and again, very fine line between binging and overeating. All right, stop using the word binging. Right, it's real. When we use the word binge, it just makes it sound it's such a negative term. And I understand a lot of people. There's a good few people out there that have been officially diagnosed with like binge eating disorder and this, that, and the other. But again, I'm a big believer in eliminating negative terminology around eating, and whether you binge or not. Just that word binge, certain words. It's like when you say moist, everyone hates the word moist but it sounds like the word a binge. It just sounds like you're doing something so terrible. So, if you on Christmas, on the 27th of January, are sat on the sofa and you eat a full tube of Pringles and half a tub of chocolates, you're not binging, you're just overeating. You just, people do that. We demonize ourselves so hard for actually something that is quite a common practice at certain times of year. Now, look, if it's a Tuesday night in March and there's nothing going on and you're eating a full, you're eating half a tub of chocolates and a tube of Pringles, that's when you've got an issue, right? That's the issue. The same with, same with anything. Overindulgence all the time is going to cause issues. Overindulgence a few times a year does not need negative terminology around it. Tag you an Instagram post, giving you a big thank you. Cheers, Anna. That's very kind of you, mate. It makes me feel really bad, which makes it, it does. And that's it. It's just the guilt of it. And just got to stop using negative. Just got to stop thinking so negatively about things. Again, I know it's easier said than done, but we need to change that mindset. We really, really do. Right, let me scan down and see what's going on. Not a lot, really. Anyway, how's my weight loss week going? It's doing all right. We're doing all right, getting good grades. Future's so bright, I'm going to wear shades. I've been tracking all week. Today's the first kind of test, as it were. Not test. We're out for a meal tonight. So today's the first higher calorie kind of day of the week. I've not got my iPad on me. Let me have a quick look at my NutriCheck online. I think I've banked so far 3,000 calories up to today, but that's banking from maintenance calories. So I flipped to maintenance calories this week. So I have got I've got my breakfast in, my yogurt bowl. I've got my lunch in, which is I've made a Thai green chicken curry on Monday, and it was sensational. And I had it with rice and some veggies. Yesterday, I mixed the rice in with the sauce, and then because I've got a couple of protein wraps left, and I hate wasting food, I whacked it in a protein wrap and made like a Thai green curry burrito. It was unreal. It was absolutely amazing. So I'm going to have that again for my dinner. 652 calories for that, 400 calories for my yogurt bowl. And then I'm going to try and eat nothing else until we go out for tea. I'm going to try. I have been a bit munchy this week. Anyway, we're going to Ego Mediterranean restaurant, which I didn't realize was a chain. So we're going to a restaurant called Ego in Lytham. Didn't know it was a chain. Found out last night it was a chain. On to NutriCheck, eating out restaurants. Bang! It's in there. So I've got in my app at the moment the mixed paella, which is 1,000 calories and 52 grams of protein. I don't think we'll be having starters. I don't know. I've never actually been out I've been out for food with this couple before, but not as couple. Does that make sense? So we've been out like birthdays, and there's 10 of us around the table or whatever, but we're just going out with this couple tonight for a bit of food. And I don't know if it's going to be starter, main course. If it is going to be starter, I'm going to have the calamari because it's 257 calories. Got a mixed paella in, which is 1,000 calories. So if I have a starter, it'd be 12. And me and Rachel already said they do like a chocolate brownie sundae, which is 900 calories. And we'll get that 2 spoons and split it. So that'd be 450. I'm not drinking. I'll just be on Diet Coke. So there's no alcohol calories going in. So my worst case scenario, and it's not really a bad case, it'll be 1,800 calories. Now, with my breakfast, my dinner, and that paella in, I'm at 2,068 calories. And my maintenance that I've put myself at is 3,250. I put a buffer in. My maintenance is a bit higher than that. But even if I do a starter and a dessert, I'm still only going to be at 2,007, 2,800. So I'll still bank 4,500 today. And I won't eat anything else after that because we're not eating till 7:30. So by the time we get home, it's going to be 9:15, and I'll just get in bed and go to sleep probably because I'm up early tomorrow to get check-in sorted out. I think we're going to get the gym sorted, then get home to do check-in. So today's a little bit of a test. It's all about this afternoon if I can hang on from lunch. Now, what have I put in place to hang on from lunch out the house? I'm going to be out the house till 2. So I'm going to have breakfast after this live, right? Just keep him busy, right? I'm going to have breakfast after this live, and then I'm going to work till about 11:30, maybe about 11:30. I'm meeting Dan, who I'm going out with tonight. We're training in the gym this afternoon, meeting him at 12:15. So lunch gym. We're going to train 12:15 till 1. Then I'm going to go for a steam and sauna. Then I've got a few errands to run. So it's going to be after 2 before I get home. Then I'll have lunch then, you see. So I'll have lunch like kind of mid-afternoon. So if I eat at 2 and then we're eating at we're meeting at 7:15 tonight. So I'll be leaving the house at quarter. So see what I mean? I'm giving myself I'm giving myself distractions. Yeah. So should be all good. Tomorrow is just a standard eating day. It's not we've got nothing going on whatsoever. Saturday, Sunday is going to be really he's going to be fairly calorific, and there's going to be a bit of guesstimating involved. But my main job this week is Monday to Friday, rein it in as best as I can, and yeah, there we go. That's where we are at. Just do my check-in now, mate. A day early, Peter P. Not a problem at all, pal. I will get it done at some point. Like I say, I'm going to be back this afternoon at about 2. And I've not really got... I'm hoping to have all my boxes ticked before I go to the gym at 11:30. I'll be setting off from here. So when I get home at 2, I'm literally just need to walk the dogs really. So yeah, so any check-ins that have come in, setting out, I'll tick them off then. Morning, Neil. Last weigh-in was Friday the 12th. Shall I weigh this Friday before Christmas or on Tuesday cut-off? Entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. So if your last official weigh-in was the 12th, I would weigh on your cut-off. Right, I would weigh on your cut-off. That would be my advice. When is your last day of tracking calories? And the last day of tracking calories in the morning. So mine's going to be Tuesday, but I'm going to contradict myself here. I don't think I'm going to weigh I'm weighing tomorrow morning. Don't think I'm going to weigh after tomorrow morning. And that's because the scales are only going to go up. I'm going to increase my food weight. Now, if you're keeping it reined in-ish, like a normal Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's up to you. In my head, I'm not going to go on the scales again after Friday, right? I'm not. But am I tempted to get on the scales actually Christmas Eve? Because I'm going to track. I'm tracking all day Tuesday. I wasn't going to track Tuesday night, but we're going to go to Hickory's. We're going to go to Hickory's for tea, so it's easy to track, right? And I can track independent food places. We were going to a local pub originally, but I was like, no, I'm not going to bother. But I am now. Now I've got Hickory's. I might as well. It's only sticking a platter in my app. So, yeah. Will I possibly weigh Christmas Eve? I haven't 100% decided yet. I haven't. Officially for me, I am. But in all honesty, how good's my tracking going to be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? I've got to be a bit realistic with myself. It's not going to be as good as it would be normally. So, but if you're not like me, where you've got a mega busy weekend this weekend and you're just keeping it normal, and your Christmas cutoff is when you're going to drop the reins, yeah, I'd weigh on your Christmas cutoff. Like I say, for me, I know Saturday's going to be fairly calorific. I know Sunday's definitely going to be calorific. I know Monday is going to be a bit of a hangover day. And I struggle with hangover days if I have one in April, let alone if I have one 4 days before Christmas. I will be running wild, probably on the food on Monday a little bit. So, Tuesday will be a normal day. It will be, hangover will be all sorted by then, and it will be yogurt bowl, calorie controlled lunch, and then we're going out for tea. So, and then that's it. Christmas Eve, just not bothered until the 5th of Jan. So, all I'll say is try and get the decision right in your head. Yeah. Try and get the decision right in your head and just stick to it, Liam's total loss this year is 2 stone. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely superb. And to make those changes that he's made, and I think more important than the 2 stone weight loss is the fact that you said, he's making more informed decisions about his eating. And, I think you said the other day, like, he'd rather have a HelloFresh than get a text. Little things like that. Those are the big things. Those are really big, I always weigh first thing in the morning, but just finished nights and saying tomorrow, shall I just weigh and accept it? Might not be as accurate as normal. It's a tough one working. I've never worked nights, so I don't know how it makes my scales fluctuate. What I would take, when you work nights, what time of day do you class as the morning? So, let's say you finished a night shift at 7 a.m. this morning, and you might go to the gym afterwards. You might, like when we finish work at 5 p.m., you don't then go home and go to bed. It's a bit different on a night shift, isn't it? Because, especially if you don't work permanent nights, your body clock's going to be, and you're going to be knackered, right? But let's say you finished at 7 a.m. You might have got yourself to the gym. You might get home. You might have a bit of food. You might have an hour watching Lorraine or something like that, and you go to bed at 9 or 9:30. If you're then, and then I set my alarm, and I'll sleep through to like 3. Is that like your morning? Is that when you should weigh? I'd test it. I figure, when you're coming off a night shift and you go weigh in the morning, that's the same as me kind of weighing at 6 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, it is going to give an inaccurate number. But I finish at 8:30 a.m., shower, some breakfast, then bed around 10ish, back in at 7:30 p.m. So, if you eat something, Tina, this evening before going to work, maybe way before that. So maybe weigh now and then maybe weigh at 6:30 tonight before leaving for work, or before when you wake up and before you eat anything else, and just have a little look and see what, if there's a difference, and see if there's a massive difference, Thanks for your help getting him on plan. It's been life changing bless him. And it's just great to see. It really, really is. I just love any success, honestly, on a weight loss journey. I really, really do. But also, when someone comes along that faces more challenges than others, it does give an extra sense of like achievement for them. It's fantastic. Really, really good. Yeah. So that's kind of it really for me this week. It is just a case of hanging on for the weekend, and it is so easy just to drop the baton at the moment. And if you have done already, I get it. I do get it. It's, Rachel was saying yesterday she had like a works sort of do. Like they just did like a 2-3 hour Christmas party sort of thing in the office, and just like got pizzas in for everyone, did some games and this, that, and the other. But she was just saying like she's been she's done well with the calories this week. I don't get involved in Rachel's weight loss too much because you don't mix business and pleasure, and we don't really argue. So like yesterday, she they ordered Domino's in, and they had some chocolates and a few other bits and pieces, and she literally did OMAD yesterday, which isn't something I'd ever recommend. But so she did 1,500 calories of Domino's. She had like 4 slices of pizza and a bit of chocolate and a few other bits and pieces. And then I picked her up from work because she didn't know if there'd be a glass of wine involved or two, and there wasn't. So that's fine. But I picked her up from work, and then she was having her hair done last night. And as we were driving home, the hairdresser said, I'll be ready. She was meant to be in at 7:30. So I'll be actually ready for you at 6:30 if you want to come a bit earlier. So she was like, yeah. So she was in 6:30 to like 8:30. And then by the time she got home, she just got in bed, and so she didn't eat any tea. So would I recommend a diet of eating 4 slices of pizza and a bit of chocolate and that's it through the day? No. But for Rachel, it low nutrition, but managed to keep control of the calories. The issue with that is, could she bounce back today? Because obviously her volume was very low yesterday and nutrition was very low, possibly. But she's trying, and that's all that matters, But she just said at the moment, like in work, there's so much temptation because so many people, like one of her directors, he's really into his fitness and this, that, and the other. But she said, and she sits next to Martin, and she said even Martin's just eating left, right, and center, and she said we keep each other in check. And I'm like, I get it, but she said even he's given up at the moment, and she said it's just so hard, and it is temptations there. It's temptations around every corner. You work in an office, you go even in the gym at the moment. They had yesterday boxes. I went to the gym yesterday, and it's cool, it's fine. We can eat these things, but even going to the gym yesterday, they had like a box of roses and a box of thing on the gym counter. So help yourself to a little chocky. And it's cool. There's nothing wrong, but it is that little bit. Because if that was the only chocolate you had, but then if you have a couple of chocolates there, and then you're back in the office, and then you have a couple of chocolates there, and then when you get home, you're into a couple of chocolates. Next thing, 500 calories has got away from you, and you don't even realize it. And this is where, I think this is why a lot of people have such a bad relationship with snacking. I get a lot of clients go, it's one of my downfalls, snacking. No, one of your downfalls overeating, whether it's main meals or snacking. But a lot of the time, it's where we blow our calories. It's in between main meals. Nothing wrong with snacking. Nothing whatsoever. All right? if you feel you need to snack a lot, we do need to look at the nutrition that's going in main meals, volume, fiber, protein, how much you know, if you're snacking because you feel hungry all the time. But if you snack and it's under control and it's within your calories, and a reasonable amount of your snacks are actually quite nutrient, there's no issues with snacking. But again, what do people class as snacking? Like if you had an apple in the afternoon, right? Even if that took you over your calories, you'd probably like, yeah, it's an apple. Right? If you have one chocolate, which is the same calories as an apple, and that took you over your calories, oh, I've been really bad with snacking today, you know? So I think a lot of people just class snacking as crisps and chocolate. They don't class it as a bit of fruit in between meals, or, you know, and calories are calories. It doesn't matter where they come from, you know? It's 12 weeks being fully on it, just ready for the bit of freedom. Yeah, me, you need it. You need it. I am. I've, you know, I've had, like I say, I've had 42 days this year of not tracking calories. And how many days? Oh God, this is going to be like, it's the 1st of Jan, 2 weeks today, isn't it? So we've got 13 days left of the year. So we've had 365 minus 13, 352. So, and I've not had really like any maintenance weeks this week. I suppose this week could be the first one, though I think it's probably going to end up being the surplus week by the time I've finished that. You know, we'll see where we get to. But let's not take this week into account then. So let's go. So it's been 346 days this year, and I've not tracked for 42 of them. So if you divide that by 346, that means I have 88% of 2025 so far. I've tracked my calories. So I've tracked 88% of days, right? And that's a lot. You know, that is a lot. So although having fun, and I always recommend with my clients, like I always look at weight loss breaks, and I try and, because we do weekly weight loss, right? We look at overall things weekly, we look at steps weekly, right? It's not about individual days, it's about what you do over time. And I always say to my clients, you know, yes, you need a weight loss break. And I sort of recommend, you know, 42, 44 weeks deficit, 6 to 8 weeks maintenance, 2 to 4 weeks surplus, and just split it up. You know, if you have 4 weeks surplus, you'd have 6 weeks maintenance. I've had 6 weeks surplus, but no maintenance weeks. So 6 weeks surplus, would that be the same as having 4 weeks surplus, 6 maintenance? It's probably slightly better. You know, 6 weeks surplus, depending on what your surplus weeks are, right? So depending on what your surplus weeks are, of course, you know, or some people might have 2 weeks surplus, 8 weeks maintenance. Does that sort of equal 6 weeks surplus? It's probably not going to be a million miles away. So I've had 6 weeks of weight loss breaks this year, whereas I recommend with my clients, they probably have 8 to 10. So I've had a little bit less, but I've not, there's no middle ground, there's no draws in football. I'm either wins or losses, as it were. No negative terminology. So yeah, I've tracked it. And even though I'm tracking this week, and will it be a surplus week? I'm really going to try and hold on from a thingy week, but I'm still tracking. And I'm only going to not track 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30, 31. So that's 8 days there. So that'll be me not tracking for 50 at 365. So if we do 50 divided by 360, that means I will not have tracked for 13.6% of the year. And I'm all good with that, you know, because, yeah, I've not tracked for 13.6% of the year. I have tracked for 86.4% of the year. There's calories in my app. And that's consistency. You know, that is consistency. I always say consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about doing what we need to do more often than not. Doing something for 87% of the year is doing it for way more than not doing it. And that will lead you to the successes that we want, you know. So, but yeah, again, since getting back from Mexico, I wouldn't say I've been on it, Right? I wouldn't say I've been like, I'm not Jan, Feb, March on it, but, you know, I've tracked every single calorie. And it feels ages ago now. It is. It's 10 weeks ago. It seems like it was yesterday. It's not. I remember getting back from Mexico and going, right, Christmas is in like 11 weeks. So I've tracked for 10 weeks solid. And I've tried to be on it. And it's also more effort this time of year to keep the journey going. It is. The journey Jan, Feb, March, this is just for me personally, is a breeze. I don't find it much of an effort at all. I just find it I always call it Groundhog Day, Groundhog Week. It's just everything just ticks over for 3 months. This time of year, you know, especially as you get sort of like mid to the end of November and the 3 weeks of Christmas, 3 weeks of December and into Christmas, it is more of an effort to be on track. And that more of an effort takes its toll on mentality a little bit. It takes its toll on the body a little bit. I'm just, I'm ready. I'm ready for a break from everything. I've had a right stressful couple. Like my mum was really poorly. First day yesterday, I was like, when I say really poorly, I'm like, I've been like phoning her, hoping chances to phone really poorly or going round there. Like yesterday, like honestly, I was in bits. I phoned her from 10:30 till 1 o'clock and no answer. And I'm like, oh God, I hope she's all right. I hope she's all right. And I was out and about and I was just phoning her to see if she wanted any shopping. And I was phoning her and then I just kept phoning her because she weren't answering. Anyway, I went in at about quarter past 1, opened up the front door. And as I opened up the front door, she was walking out the kitchen with a bit of fruit and a few of the bits and pieces. And I was like, she said no. And she has like a portable, shouldn't have a mobile. Well, she does have a mobile, but she's rubbish with it. She hardly leaves the house now anyway. So she's got like one portable phone. And she's like, it run out of battery, so it would down. She put it on charge downstairs and forgot to take it upstairs to it. And I was like, Mum, take your phone upstairs. You don't know how worried I've been for the last 2.5 hours. But anyway, she does seem a lot better now, so it's all good. I've got a feeling we'll see the Stone Market tomorrow's checking boss. Hope you well. Jess, I'm very good, thank you. Fingers crossed for you, Jess. That'll be a really good milestone for you. It really will. Keeping everything crossed. I think you've had a decent, good few months, whatever the scale says tomorrow, Jess. But it'd be nice to see, you know. It would be nice to see. So, what will I be a week today? This is my Christmas day. I'll tell you my Christmas day, right? If you want to know exactly what the Real Lost Boss does on Christmas Day, this is exactly. We will be up at about 6:30, 7, right, to see if Santa's been. Right, I know he's been because I've been good this year. All right. We're normally up about 6:30, 7. We'll just chill a little bit, watch a bit of something on the TV. Then we'll mooch into the living room to see if Santa's been. He will have been. I know he will have been. And then I will crack open a bottle of Asti and get some orange juice and make Bucks Fizz. And then we'll have Bucks Fizz while opening presents. So we'll open up all the presents and this, that, and the other. And then we'll probably just, again, chill for an hour after opening presents. And then we'll get up, tidy up, put stuff away. And then Rachel will go and get ready for a couple of hours. And while Rachel's getting ready for a couple of hours, I'll be sorting out some Christmas bits. I'll be making prawn cocktails because I make them fresh in the morning. I'll be doing the Christmas table because we always sort that out at Christmas Day morning, doing all my jobs. I'll probably try and get half an hour on my Xbox, chilling. We'll finish off that bottle of Asti and then I'll get showered and changed. We always go to the pub at dinner time. So 12 o'clock, I'll be knocking on the door. We always go to the pub. It's quite a village tradition, really. Loads of people do. It's always packed on Christmas Day afternoon. So wishing few people in the village a Merry Christmas. We'll go to the pub 12 till about 1:30. Food, Christmas Day morning, bacon butty. So we'll do presents, Bucks Fizz, then I'll make a bacon sandwich. I'll probably scran a sausage roll and a pig in blanket as well and a few of the bits and pieces while we're at that. And then we'll get back from the pub about 1:30. Rachel's mum and niece and nephew will come up. They might come to the pub, but sometimes they come early and come to the pub. And then my mum will come round at about 2-ish. And then we'll have Christmas dinner about 2:30. And then we'll be done with that at about 3:30, 4-ish. And then it will just be an after the rest of the day of, playing some games, having a few drinks, working my way through a bottle of Baileys and Pringles and chocolates and sausage rolls and cheese and this, that, and the other. And that'll be it, really. That's it. That is my Christmas day. Dead simple, dead chilled. Just, absolutely love it. And then Boxing Day, we'll get up. We'll see what the weather's like. Normally on Boxing Day, so Rachel's mum, niece, they'll stay over, but they always shoot off at like 8 in the morning. They don't hang about. They'll be gone. And then we'll see what the weather's like. If the weather's decent, we'll go to the beach. So we'll go quite early, like 8:30-ish. We'll chuck the dogs in the car and we'll nip to the beach and have a right good walk on the beach. Blow out the cobwebs and this, that, and the other. Let the dogs have a good run. And then we get home. And Boxing Day, I'm just going to monk on the couch all day. I'm just going to absolutely not move. And then we just do a Boxing Day. I do a Boxing Day buffet. So I just make it like for dinner, and we just leave it out. Cheese, sausage rolls, all that sort of stuff. And we just leave it out for the day. We just pick it as we all know, just me and Rach. Man United on Boxing Day night, so I might have a couple of beers watching the footy. Boxing Day night, that's it. 2 days, chilled out. In between Christmas and New Year, we've got no major plans really. We're nipping to Rachel's mum's on the 27th, but it'll only be an afternoon thing. We've got to Chester on the 28th. Love Chester. So we're going to go to Chester on the 28th, stay overnight, have a good mooch around Chester, and then do Cheshire Oaks on the way home till about dinner. We'll probably get there as it opens, and then just do a couple of hours mooching around Cheshire Oaks, and then fly home. And then the rest of the 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, no plans at the moment. Yeah. That is my Christmas, done and dusted. I just can't wait for a bit of a chill. Just can't wait for a bit of it. Just a proper relax, There we go. Just 3 points to get into 16 stone, £3. Very good, Stefan. I'm only off 3 days at Christmas, and Christmas now, and no plans for New Year. So thinking may get back to it the 27th. Yeah, I think it is totally different. If you are someone that works over Christmas, or I get it. I had clients last year that were working Christmas Day. Oh, I'm coming, Betty. Yeah, I'm going shortly because dog needs to be let out. But yeah, I had clients last year that were working Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and they were like, I'm going to track Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, because we literally have our Christmas Day on Boxing Day, and that's when I'm going to stop tracking. And then they were like, I'm off Boxing Day, the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, and then I'm back in on New Year's Eve. So I'm just going to have 5 days off, and on New Year's Eve, I'm going to start tracking again because I'm then working like 6 days in a row. So I get it. So for certain people, if you work in emergency services, NHS, hospitality, things like that, routines and patterns might be totally different, Right, guys, that's me. I'm out of here. Betty needs to go out, and I'm going to go and smash a yogurt bowl in. I will be jumping on tomorrow, probably for half an hour. I have no idea. I think I've scheduled it at like 10 o'clock. I think I put 10 a.m.-ish. It all depends when we go to the gym, how check-ins are running, and it will probably just be tomorrow a hello and sign off. Yeah, all right, that's me done for 2026. I'll see you on the 5th of January. I think that's 2025, sorry. I'll see you on the 5th of January, something like that. Anyway, keep it going the best you can, guys. We're nearly there. We are nearly there. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There really, really is. And you can all enjoy a nice festive break. And then, let's say, 5th of January. Everyone on the 5th of Jan. Unless maybe you've got a holiday book on it. Right. It's been a pleasure. I'll be back tomorrow at some point. Just keep a lookout for me. If you're on Planning in the Community, of course, I'll broadcast it out. But other than that, keep a lookout for me. It will definitely be in the morning. All right. It'll definitely be before 12. I'm coming, Betty. I'm coming. Right. Have a great Thursday, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning.